General Quarters. Hallo meine Lieben, willkommen zurück zu Star Trek Resurgence. Ich habe jetzt mal angefangen, einen Untertitel zu machen im Deutschen selber. Folge 1 ist schon fertig, mal gucken. Das ist eine Heidenarbeit. Naja, also halt so. Well.
I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty rough.
Oh no. That's what I was afraid of. I heard a rumor that they'd made a deal, that the Elydians agreed to peace. After what we saw Sidron do to the diplomat in the mines, I could hardly believe there was hope, but then... Is that true?
I'm afraid the truth is far worse than that.
There's no deal.
No. They're all Takan now. The Hatari, the Elydians, everyone.
No. That can't be true.
I'm sorry.
Search your feelings. No.
Where will I go? I can't go back.
Nee, kannst du
I
ja nicht.
don't have a home anymore. Everything I've ever known is gone.
Ja, schon ein bisschen so.
Hatari isn't lost yet. This is far from over. It will be your home again, I promise.
Thank you.
The Federation stands with the Hatari. You don't have to doubt it for a second.
Yellow alert.
Commander Rydick, we need you on the bridge immediately.
Okay. Warum kam das jetzt über den Lautsprecher und nicht über ihr Kommen? Leute, jedenfalls, also ich habe diesen Untertitel gemacht. Ein Riesengeschäft, ist vielleicht nicht so professionell, aber ich habe es gemacht. Und ich habe noch einen Plan, den erzähle ich euch nachher.
Good to have you back.
Wenn ich es nicht vergesse.
You didn't opt for the ocular implants.
Coolen Plan.
Maybe someday. The visor was the best the doc could do on short notice.
We've got an Elydian ship, the Veskar, rapidly bearing down on our position.
Or what was the Veskar. Now I'm not so sure.
Bring it up on the view screen.
600 kilometers in closing. Still coming straight for us. Commander?
Okay.
Should we put our shields up? Just as a precautionary measure.
I'd like to avoid escalating this any more than we have to. Whatever the hell this is.
400 kilometers in closing.
Shields up. Ready phasers.
Shields up. Phasers ready.
Das haben wir gemacht.
Incoming.
Dass sie jetzt einen Visor dreht.
Lock phasers and open fire.
Heavy damage. But deflectors still at full power?
Oh,
That
die fliegen
bypassed
durch,
our
oder was?
shields entirely.
Impossible. God damn it, return fire. Everything we've got. Rydick, modulate the shield frequencies. See if we can get us any cover.
Commander,
I've got this. Just keep firing.
Wenn diese Dinger durchgehen, ja? Ich habe echt keine Ahnung. Wir machen die Schildpolarität. Kehren wir um.
Shields still have no effect.
That doesn't make sense.
I'll try another.
Okay, randomize, wie bei den Borg.
There!
We've got incoming. How do they keep matching our shield frequency?
They couldn't. Unless... They've compromised our shield algorithms. They can bypass our shields at will.
What?
Captain!
Oh nein!
Out cold.
Junge!
Why'd they stop?
Damage report.
Running on emergency power. Major hull damage on decks 4 through 7. Warp core is stable and intact.
We're completely vulnerable.
Commander, we're being held by the Veskar. It's Galvin.
Okay.
On screen.
Commander Rydick, where's your captain? Not dead, I hope. At least, not yet.
Nee.
You're dealing with me. Is that a problem?
One inferior life form is as good as another. I have to give you credit, Commander. You survived longer than I thought you would.
Sag aber
But
nur
make
an.
no mistake, your shields are useless, your weapons ineffective, and there's nothing you can do. I could destroy you at any moment, but I'd rather hear your pleas for mercy first. Your existence is entirely in my hands, and I'm not in a forgiving mood.
It's entirely possible you could destroy us. But the truth is, we're worth more to you alive than dead. Better if we report back to Starfleet about the power of Taconian technology and the futility of fighting it.
There might be value in that. I've been thinking about what you said, Commander. I don't think you'll find my threats so empty now.
The Veskar's weapons are powering up.
Ach, komm schon. Wir können gar nichts machen.
But I don't have to needlessly slaughter you. So I've decided to let you live. Because there's merit to the idea you're worth more to me alive. Tell your Federation that Takan are as merciful as they are powerful. That you were fortunate to escape with your lives.
Ja, nee, wir machen ein bisschen Dorn auf die Kacke, komm.
You may not be so lucky.
This isn't over.
I assure you, we've only just begun.
I've lost their signal.
Ja.
Can you track their warp signature?
Nothing. It's untraceable, just like before.
Notify Ambassador Spock. I want everyone in the briefing room to discuss our options.
What's the status of the repairs?
Hull breach should be patched up in a matter of hours. Impulse power is at 67%. Should be fully restored soon.
Still no luck tracking Galvin's warp signature. They've all but disappeared.
Keep trying. Finding that son of a bitch is the best shot we've got.
Commander Rydick, you had the con after the ship was attacked. What is your assessment? Given our current situation and the losses we have suffered.
Naja, wir haben gar keine Chance, wir outmatched, ja.
It would appear we are severely outmatched.
In that case, we might have an option. Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire. If anyone could find Galvin, it would be him.
That's assuming he's willing to help us.
True, but there's only one way to find out.
Wouldn't we need to secure authorization from the Federation Council to contact him?
The nearest Federation outpost is Angoria. I can travel there by shuttle and inform them personally of the threat from the Takan. Meanwhile, the Resolute can travel to the Delphi Ardu system in search of Portal 6-3.
I still have my doubts.
I do not. Captain William T. Riker has first-hand experience with the area and with Portal 6-3. His guidance will prove invaluable and should alleviate your concerns.
Delphi Ardu 4 is a restricted zone for good reason. For all we know, we could be walking into a trap. Not to mention the high likelihood Portal 6-3's allegiance will be with the Takan. It's just too much of a risk. A waste of time. Time we can't afford to lose.
Ja.
Right now, we have no way of knowing where those two Elydian ships are, or where they're going. Another Taconian might be able to at least point us in the right direction.
Or we're the ones pointing him right toward his fellow Takan, making the problem worse.
I am inclined to agree with Commander Rydick. Her logic is sound. This portal may have knowledge that proves to be invaluable, including information on the nature of the Cartabula. We must act on the facts at hand.
Then we'll give it our best.
I'll arrange a meeting with Captain Riker.
What?
And I will speak with the Council. They need to understand the magnitude of the situation. I can leave for Andoria immediately.
Captain Riker?
I wish you
Yes.
luck. finding Portal 6-3.
Oh ja, Mann.
The very future of the Federation may rest in your hands.
Ja, geil, Captain Riker.
It takes a minimum of 8 crew on the bridge to run the ship, so we can expect at least that many hostiles.
If they bioformed Hadri, they know we're coming.
Which means everyone needs to be ready for... Take cover!
Now what? We need that door sealed.
We can handle that. Where do you need us?
There's an access panel there. You should be able to patch into the local systems.
We'll be shot getting there.
I'll cover you. On my signal. Now!
Ja, okay, alles klar. Ach, der hechtet jetzt oder so. Er läuft im Gänsemarsch im Englisch. Alles gut, alles gut. Oh, warte mal.
Looking for the bridge doors. Wait, what's this?
Got something?
Gravity. If I invert the artificial gravity inside the bridge, that'll throw anyone on the bridge right up into the ceiling.
He'll never see it coming.
Itaska, get ready to charge.
Charge?
Reversing gravity polarity. Now!
Amazing.
Close in!
Als sie alle
How do we get them down?
tot natürlich, oder? Naja, gut, dann halt nicht. War ja nur ein Vorschlag. Wäre eine Möglichkeit gewesen, eine Option.
What are we gonna do with them?
We don't have time to take prisoners.
So you're just gonna shoot him?
I haven't decided yet.
That's not just up to you.
I'm the ranking officer.
And we're not in your army.
These prisoners could be useful to us. But if you kill them, we'll never know.
I can live with that.
Well, I can't.
You're an engineer, not a soldier. This is clearly my territory.
You think you have enemy combatants here? This is a hostage situation. Each one of them has an innocent life inside. I'll keep watch on them.
As will I. We can't let our guard down around the enemy.
Petty Officer Diaz and I will figure out how to stop the ship.
Let's hurry. The rest of the Takan could show up any minute. Crystals.
Petty Offizier heißt wohl Unteroffizier
Over
übrigens.
this place.
Genau. Nee, genau, so ist es und...
Huh.
Careful where you point that thing.
It's not active. I can't see any way this would work as a weapon. It's dead.
Out of ammo?
I'm not sure.
Energy eher. Okay.
This console looks unaffected.
Kommen wir da runter? Ja.
Gotta figure this out before we get wherever we're going. If the Resolute can't catch up to us, we're in a whole different kind of trouble.
Okay.
Any trouble?
Don't worry about me. Worry about Stretch over there.
Why?
He's looking for any excuse to vaporize the prisoners. But I'll make sure he doesn't. Even if they're the enemy, it's not right.
I'm here if you need a hand.
Just hurry up and figure out this bridge. That's the best way to help.
Mit Stretch over there meint sie wahrscheinlich den großen, den langen.
Everything under control?
Yes, these Takan haven't made a move. Yet.
And what you're doing is working.
There's plenty more I can do. But it doesn't have to be that way. As long as they behave.
Okay.
Where's the captain?
Captain Ostego did not survive the atmosphere poisoning.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He died defending the Empire. That's how he'd want it.
Okay. Haben wir noch einen Punkt zum Angucken? Ne, da unten gibt's auch noch was.
Look here. It's navigational data.
We saw that already. Headed to the edge of the galaxy.
It's only a display. We couldn't use it to change course or alter speed.
Runter. Gab's doch noch was zu sehen, oder? Ja, hier, genau hier.
There are two interfaces on top of each other.
This is not Lydian programming.
Okay. Freunde. So, und jetzt müssen wir halt mal gucken. Mit dem Tricorder, wie wir es machen. Also wir gehen jetzt hierher. Hier wollen wir jetzt tricordieren, okay?
We're gonna be there in less than an hour.
We can't let that happen.
Hold on, it would take days to go this distance with our fastest ship.
Ja.
We're traveling at a warp factor many times greater than this ship should even be capable of. What are the engines doing to produce this kind of speed?
Mal hier drüben. Also wir werden jetzt alle Sachen untersuchen mit diesen Kristallen dran. Würde ich mal vorschlagen.
These crystals are Takan technology. They seem to be active, just like the rest of their tech. Tetrametric pulses.
Tetrametric?
It's the energy signature of Takan technology. Everything they make gives off this type of radiation.
They're blocking the inputs. It's not responding at all. Everything I try, it just ignores me.
Ja, mal gucken. Wir machen mal den Access Code.
I thought you had the access codes needed to take control back.
I should, but I can't actually get to the surface, so I can't enter them here. Maybe there's somewhere else I can try.
Ja, wir gehen weiter, wir gehen weiter. Wir sind hier auf der... Da heißt... Wo ist die Knarre? Hier war doch irgendwo die Knarre auf dem Tisch gelegt. War das hier? Ne, war es nicht. Ah, da hinten sehen wir was. Ups. Rennen wir mal hin.
Engines are redline, running in full power. But this main drive manifold is spiking way over nominal levels.
Very dangerous.
Even at 100% output, the warp cores wouldn't push this much plasma to the drive section.
The reactor output matches the high speed, doesn't it?
Whether it's these crystals or the power from the Cartabula, the Takan have found a way to increase the engine output and top speed. We have to find a way to hit the brakes before we outrun anyone who could help us.
We stop it, so they can't get this ship where they're going, and enact the next phase of their plan. That is, if they don't destroy us all first. I would have thought this ship would disintegrate going this speed.
So what is their end game? They've transformed individuals, they've transformed this ship, in a way. How far will they go?
As far as we let them. The technology certainly doesn't seem to have limits.
I hate to think what the Cartabula could do if it was plugged into something it was meant to power.
Okay, okay. Guck mal, wir können nämlich auch so jetzt gucken. Habe ich gerade auch festgestellt, oder? Das ist grün. Da braucht was Grünes. Ja, aber ich sehe nichts Grünes mehr. Na toll. Gehen wir noch mal gucken. Da war was Grünes, oder? Dann gehen wir da runter. So.
It's the Takan language.
From what I can tell, the ship's systems are actively responding to input.
Which is the opposite of how most bridges work. They usually send commands, not receive them.
It's from an intrusive program. This control station won't do us any good either. What have they done to this bridge?
Consoles running themselves, some clogged up with crystals that are sending off tetrametric
Alles
pulses.
ferngesteuert.
But none of this is sending signals outward. It's receiving.
Genau.
They're flying the ship from somewhere else.
Ja.
That should be impossible. But it explains why there's less than a full bridge crew. If they aren't flying the ship from the bridge, where are they controlling it from?
That's everything. We got some answers.
I don't like what they tell us, though.
If we can learn nothing else, then what's left is to make these Takan talk. And if they don't, we'll dispose of them.
Hey, that's not how we do this.
That is enough from you.
Oh.
I thought that thing was useless.
It was. No power. Until he touched it. The weapons must be biocoded.
Yep.
Our technology will only work for one of our kind.
I can assure you, this weapon works just fine for me.
Slow down, Arminta.
You can't control the ship with a disruptor.
But I can use it to control you.
Ha! War richtig auf die Schnauze gehauen. Der freut sich da unten. Ja.
Let's talk.
Oh je. Da kriege ich Angst, oder? Number one. Number one! Leute, number one, hör auf.
The Titan's communications officer says Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment.
Ole.
You need to see this.
Ole,
The
ole.
report on the data breach.
Zusammenreißen. Klappe halten.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well. Meaning every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack. Making this so much worse than it already was.
No.
Given the potential consequences, we should notify Starfleet as soon as possible.
I don't disagree, but I'll reach out to Ambassador Spock about it. I don't want to cause a panic, and I doubt he does either.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Oh yeah. Leute, jetzt geht's ab.
Let's not
Achtung.
mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through. Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
My pleasure.
Sir.
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have?
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Residius 6.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
Then let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Oh, this old chestnut. I am curious to hear what she says, though.
Ultimately, my responsibility is to the crew at large.
The needs of the many. You have been hanging around Ambassador Spock. But the truth is, it's a trick question. Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive, or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
What we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you, but don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
Okay.
Are you sure about that? I don't want to anger him.
No, you certainly do not. With a wave of his hand, he could clip your wings and cripple the Resolute. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
Do you think he knows that the Takan have returned?
He didn't even know they were gone when we went there. But the moment the Enterprise dropped into orbit around Delphi Ardu 4, he downloaded the entirety of the ship's computer. So I'd expect the same when you get there.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the Borg.
Trust me, this isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
Were you equipped to meet Portal 6-3 all those years ago?
I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, you are. And we have the benefit of your experience on our side.
Fair enough. There was a special task force that considered the Takan, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space.
The brass
Just
ist die
remember what I
Herrschaften,
told
die
you.
Herren.
And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route.
Ja, Sun Tzu, die Kunst des Krieges, genau. Der
Anything
Stoiker.
else?
Ja.
Machiavelli?
Okay.
Your advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Takan Guardian.
I'm sure you will. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Takan stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach. Nothing to report as of right now.
Oh, mein
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious, which is why I'm asking.
There was a lot of data stolen. A lot to sift through.
Yes, we're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
I'd raise that alarm pretty loudly if I were you. There's a lot riding on this. And if it comes to it, the Titan and I will be ready to personally lend a hand in this fight.
Let's hope it doesn't get that far.
Riker out.
Was haben die für tolle Hologramme inzwischen? Wahnsinn.
Thank you for not getting too specific with Riker
Das
about
gab's
the
immer
data
schon, oder?
breach. Better we handle this ourselves. Without all of Starfleet hearing about it.
What I don't understand is why you'd keep it from him. If you're going to tell Ambassador Spock, what's the difference?
This information will send a shockwave through the entire fleet. I'm sure Spock will agree. It should be compartmentalized on a strictly need-to-know basis. I have more research to do. So do you. I'm sure the ship's computer has Sun Tzu in its library.
Ja.
Dismissed.
Garantiert haben die Sun Tzu in der Library.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy, transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Takan being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far, nothing.
Where are you? Prep your way, team. We don't know if Portal 6-3 will cooperate. If he's not an asset, he's an enemy.
Wir müssen uns die Folge mal angucken. Wo Picard und Riker da ankommen. Ja Leute, aber so wie es aussieht, not for the timid, nichts für Ängstliche. Kommt in der nächsten Folge, freut ihr euch schon drauf, hä? Also ich schon, Leute. Ach so, meine Idee. Wer es bis jetzt zugehört hat, der kriegt jetzt meine Idee zu hören. Also, es gibt ja für Stellaris diesen Mod. Star Trek Mod, ich habe ihn schon runtergeladen. Vielleicht machen wir mal eine Runde Star Trek Stellaris. Star Wars Stellaris haben wir schon gemacht. Wir machen vielleicht mal Star Trek Stellaris. Wäre cool, ich habe schon geguckt, es geht sogar der allerneueste DLC geht mit den Herrschern, was ja mega cool wäre eventuell, ne? Wäre ja voll geil. Ja, und da freue ich mich schon drauf, aber jetzt machen wir erstmal das hier zu Ende. Erstmal eins nach dem anderen, Leute. Lasst ein Like da, lasst ein Abo, da schreibt einen Kommentar und drückt die Glocke, damit ihr keine Folge mehr verpasst. Ich wünsche euch einen wundervollen Tag, meine Lieben. Macht's gut und bis zum nächsten Mal dann. Lebt lang und in Frieden.